Gosh.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Friday Live. You were a bit startled, weren't you? What's wrong with you? Did you see a spider?
Forgot my coffee.
Oh, did you?
Today's getting better. I will after. I'll do a sneaky. I'll do a sneaky run. If I haven't turned the coffee machine on 35 times today and walked past it.
Mm.
Anyway, how are we, guys? Welcome. Nice hat, Beach.
Now I'm looking at the sound levels and they're getting into the red. I'm thinking we might be blasting out some people's eardrums.
Oh, that's just me in general.
Yeah, hang on. Let me turn that down a little bit.
Really?
Is that any better?
Wow.
Oh, let's hope it's better.
Let's have a look at the comments and see if we are, in fact, blasting anybody's
so
eardrums.
please let us know what our sound quality is like. We're actually trying some new microphones at the moment.
New technology.
That's right.
We're moving with the times.
That's it. So let's say hello to...
Who have we got on?
Craig Jones.
Craig Jones. Welcome,
He's always
Craig.
on.
He loves it.
Surian's with us as well.
Surian's with it.
We've got the 9-step boss man.
Oh, I got a present for him.
Have you?
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Hey,
And Nids is on as well.
we're gonna be like twins at the Bendigo Classic.
Twins.
They're gonna get us confused.
Well, people get us confused already.
No, not you and me and Jeff.
Oh.
If you're gonna wear that hat, I can see why we get confused.
Yeah, it's true.
You and I wear the same hats, and then I wear the same.
Are they exactly the
t-shirt
same?
as
They're different
somebody else.
colours, aren't they?
We can't say that.
Oh, sorry.
Different tones.
What else we got? We got to cover today. What?
Don't give away the color.
I won't. I haven't said anything about the colour yet. But what do we need to know
We need
about?
to know the make, the model,
Mhm.
the year.
Mhm. Do
Something
you know?
special. And the weight.
And the weight. Oh, you haven't got your scales? Well, when you go get your coffee, you can go get the scales as well.
It's getting better.
Isn't it?
Welcome. So sorry, people are going to get bored by this.
No, they're not.
What have we got?
We
got some huge news.
We have.
Huge news.
Go
I wanted to fly a guest in from Japan.
Did you? And what happened about that?
Well, you
Didn't work out.
sort of put a block on it, to be honest.
So unfortunately, yeah.
I was hoping to get on Masami Louis,
That's right.
but
He was out of the country.
He wasn't available. He's not available and he doesn't want to talk to us.
No, that's right.
So you just have to put up with us.
Mm.
So we've got some awesome news. So let's talk the week that was.
Plenty has happened since our last live.
What were we doing? We were at home.
We were at home.
We were at home, weren't we?
Yes, because it was a public
Grand
holiday in Melbourne. There was the grand final that was held on the Saturday afterwards.
And the best team won that.
Apparently.
Yep.
And then you were at the racetrack.
Went to the racetrack
And
Saturday.
it was a big meeting with
Sunday.
plenty of people.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Mhm.
Actually took me back a long way. It was really, really nice. We'll get into that after.
Mhm.
And there was a Tokyo Hobby Show Festival.
There was.
Yeah?
Yes.
And some more news has been drip feeding out of there, hasn't it?
From a few different brands.
So last week you would have seen Andy, Lewis, and Aaron. So thank you guys. That was an awesome show. Really good feedback. Vintage Bash is coming up. But
So that's
yeah,
in November.
so let's talk about the Tokyo Hobby Show. Hobby Fair? Hobby Show?
Yes. So it's actually called the All Japan Play Model Show, I think. It's one of them.
Play model.
Happens
model?
every year.
Does it?
So I just call it the Tokyo Hobby Show.
Well, you can.
It's easier for me to remember. So it's one of the two big shows that's held in Japan every year.
Yeah.
The other one is the Shizuoka one, which is held in May. And that's when the manufacturers release a lot of their,
I thought you were swearing at me again.
could have been, their new products.
I'll put this down here. I don't want to give away I feel like we're giving away the magic of Hollywood right here.
So if you've been watching our socials, I have been sharing some of those items that have been coming through from Tamir and also from Kyosho.
I love your socials because it makes it feel like I have a friend.
I'm glad I can help.
That's good. That's good. It's all about instant gratification.
That's
and
it.
Pumping
That's
up my
right.
tires.
Yes.
So to show us, what have we got?
What have we got
What have we got?
from the Tokyo show?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's see.
And we do love the Tokyo show. Great things come out of Tokyo and Japan for us.
Yes. So the first
Oh,
thing would be,
Who's that?
we'll share this again.
We can share that. That is the star of the show. That is great big news. And
Isn't it?
that's the very topic that I wanted to get Masami
Oh,
Louis
man.
on for.
I think I've done something wrong here.
Oh,
Let me
not this
stop
late in the game.
that. Let me try again.
Not this late in the game.
No, it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. Don't worry. Where is it? This one. Is it? There we go.
Oh, is it on? Is that what people are saying?
I think so. No, I haven't actually put it up yet.
Here we go.
There.
We're
I
on.
see it now. Let me just scroll that.
Just be careful what windows you got to open up the top.
It's a bit hard because I'm working off
somebody-
one screen and I can't see everything.
Can't you?
So, there we go. All right. So that is the information of the Super Dogfighter at the Yokomo booth.
Yes, because the Super Dogfighter, the YZ870C, is coming back.
It is.
And we said that, what, maybe a month, 2 months ago?
Mhm.
So, yeah, the details have slowly been coming out of Japan. Obviously, Hearns Hobbies represents Yokomo in this country.
That's right.
We're the Australian agent and distributor for it. So we do have talks with the factory direct, and they have been super secretive, not secretive, quiet, elusive.
Yeah, I think they just
Coy?
want to make this
Not like the
absolutely
fish.
painted. What, the big colourful ones?
Yeah.
Like gold and
Not
white
like that.
and red.
No, coy like shy.
Yeah. So we do have this information. So you'll see there the dates there for a December anticipated release.
Yes.
And we've got the CAD images there
Yeah.
to give us an idea of
They
what
they really want to get it out because they know how important it's going to be worldwide as a brand and the success of this model launch to get it out before Christmas. So they are busting their chops to make it happen because everybody wants 1, 2, or 3.
That's right. Multiples.
Most people don't just want one.
No.
So, yeah, this is going to really put Yokomo on the map as far as this is going to be their first ever. I won't even call it a re-read because it's a complete work, but first nod to a true vintage model that they've released.
That's right.
So it's not going to be pound for pound exactly the same car. They are going to utilize modern components.
So I guess you can use brushless motors and modern shaped batteries. And
So
hence
they're
you can see
talking
that in the
about-
CAD image.
I think they're actually talking about modern shocks.
Okay.
They're talking about modern diffs from existing model ranges and hardware. So that is really nice. And I reckon that the MO2 that just landed that's come with a slipper one-way unit, I reckon we might see that pop up.
Because that's part of the original, isn't it?
Yeah, I think we might see the parts pop up from that in the 870C.
Yeah.
I would be very surprised if we didn't, in fact.
Well, talking about should we have a closer look at?
Let's have a look.
Manual?
Let's have
So
a
we
walk
have a
down
manual
memory
here.
lane. And I love
Let me
looking
take
at
this
this
off.
with you because you know a lot about it because you actually bought it. And you bought it back at Hearns when you were a whippersnapper.
I did.
When you were about this big
15.
and your
When I was
hair
about
was
15.
about that high.
It was.
I remember. I didn't serve you personally, but I saw you when you come in.
So there we go. So we got a copy of an original manual right there.
And I'm not saying that it's going to be true, but this is the stuff that you had to do with the original 870C.
You did.
There's not a lot of English.
No. So how about let's go to...
You got the digital copy there.
I do. Let me see if I can find that. That should be here.
And the opening paragraph says the Yokomo YZ870C Super Dogfighter 1/10 scale off-road four-wheel drive racing machine was developed, excuse the punctuation, I'm just reading it off the paper, was developed by Yokomo's creative and advanced racing mind. We thank the following national and world champions and their mechanic for helping us develop and fine-tune the YZ870C to become the best four-wheel drive racing car in the world. Masami Hirosaka.
Yep. Very famous people.
Yep. Jay Halsey.
That's it.
Jim Halsey, his father.
Yep.
Of Team Associated.
Yep.
We had Gil Lossy Jr., Gil Lossy Sr., Gil Lossy Sr., sorry.
Yep.
Ron Rossetti and Gary Kays of Team Lossy.
That's right.
So all those guys had a big hand in developing this car.
They did.
And this is back when Team Associated and Team Lossy, they didn't make four-wheel drive cars.
No, they did not.
So they used their own platforms, and it was until the mid-90s. That was the go-to. I think Lossy probably bucked that trend when they released the Double X4. But yeah, they stuck with two-wheel drive platforms across the board, and all the top teams pretty much used either a Yokomo, Schumacher, or a Kyosho.
Yes.
You'd have to say at world championship level.
That's right.
So yeah, so it's really good bit of history. So show us. Are you showing us?
Okay, so I am showing. So you can see my cursor that's up there.
Oh.
Okay, so we're going into step 1. And back then, look at the retro instruction manual. It's all photographs.
Yep.
With some dimensions and such put in place.
That's a bastard file if ever I've seen one.
It is, isn't it?
Mm.
Well, that goes through a lot of material.
I've got one of them in my kitchen drawer.
Have you now?
Hey, look
Used
at
for
the
everything.
industrial. So that's not Aromax. That is like
Yeah, that's used for
blue steel.
That's used for yeah,
No?
building houses.
Yeah.
So we've got the chassis plate there, which was fiberglass.
Yep.
And you actually had to modify it before it'll actually work properly. So you need to chamfer the edges there. So that's to clear the suspension arm so they could drip properly. So front end, rear end as well.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just on those edges because you've got anti-squat.
Yes.
Yes. And then the classic filing of the battery slot so that the batteries could sit low in the chassis.
Yeah, sit really low.
Yes. And then there's a spine because it wasn't a double deck chassis at that stage. Didn't have a top deck.
Didn't have a top deck, did it?
It had an L bracket type carbon spine. So that was the only carbon bit out of the whole kit.
It's very TTO2 of them.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, it's quite an early kit. And so here we're just sanding it just so it has better bite. So it needs to be glued into this section here. That's something a bit different. We've got rubber gaskets for the gearbox housings.
Yep.
So over here, which if you were into Yokomo, they were omitted at a later stage. And then
magnesium metalwork as well.
Magnesium alloy. So it looked
that was
absolutely ugly, but really light.
Really, really light. They were pretty ugly and really soft.
Yes.
They would strip in a heartbeat.
Yes.
And the little screws that hold the top lay shaft in,
yes.
There was a little plastic. They were the first ones to go.
That's right. So your first steps is just putting in the motor mount bulkhead. And that's so you can align the spine. Okay, so the spine is put down there, and there is one hole which is drilled through the spine and the chassis.
What?
So you can see the nut there.
You didn't have to drill it.
Not that one, but you will have to drill the rest of them.
Really?
Okay, so you put that in there, and you press that up against the motor mount at the back, and then it's super glued into place. So you can see the super glue being applied in both sides.
Clearly, like Yokomo have never seen me with a super glue in my hand.
Probably not.
I wouldn't be putting it near my chassis, that's for sure.
And then you go to this step where
I'd have
the motor
it
mount
glued to my head.
That'll look awkward, wouldn't it? So the motor mount is removed, and then you can drill an additional 4 holes, and therefore the fixing screws of the spine all the way along.
Yeah.
Okay. Then they won't countersink. You had to use your trusty massive packaging knife to countersink those holes. They're 2mm screws.
Oh, that's the Yokomo spec, is it? I hope they've upgraded the factory since then.
Probably.
Or do you think old Nonna's in there?
Oh, I don't know.
Mama-san, after she's done the dumplings, she's there with the box cutter doing the BD12 chassis.
Could be. And then the super glue is applied to the screws. You put the nuts on them, so that's permanent.
I like the fact that you super glue your car together. That's pretty cool.
And then all the bulkheads go on. So you've got front bulkheads going on, and then they're just screwed in with the gigantic screws. I think they were like 4mm screws.
It's funny because move forward, 35 years?
And they were alloy screws.
Yeah, move forward 35 years, and we're doing similar practices with the arms and the BD12. Like we're gluing them and filing them a bit, and a little bit of hand finishing.
Yes.
To get the most out of them.
Yeah. Rear gearbox housing going into place. Motor mount going back with the gasket. Okay, and so you've got your basic chassis has been completed there, and now we go on to the lay shaft. The lay shaft
that was
here,
an engineering masterpiece.
It was, because that's got a center slipper, as you can see there, with a spring tensioning. And then over here, you've got your choices
more like
of
a
your
hush
one-way.
puppy than a slipper.
So there's your front one-way, which went into the spur, or you had the locked drive there as well.
Lock it up, Eddie.
That's it. So here we're tensioning up the slipper. They're showing the fitment of the locked drive system. And you just flip out the one-way in there if you want. It's just held on with a big C-clip. And then we get into diffs. And when you look at the diffs, the diff design is not much different to what they are now.
No. In fact,
very similar.
I think the BD5 still had the same center diff gear.
Really?
Yeah. And that's because they got it right back then. Have a look. Even I just noticed that the diff lube that they're using is Team Associated.
That's right.
You wouldn't see that in the modern branding, would it? You wouldn't see competition brands.
Has been or was the agent for Team Associated in Japan for a real long time. Recently.
And vice versa. Team Associated was
Yokomo dealer in Japan.
Yeah,
that's right.
In America.
So we're getting into the diffs here, where this is a different part. So there's no T-nut or lock nut to hold the
thrust together.
No.
The pre-tension it.
No. So that long screw.
This is a fact that I couldn't believe, and they just put a bend in it.
Well, just there, that's actually a bent screw to hold it into place. And that's how it locked together.
Why couldn't they put a nut? Just hadn't figured it out yet.
Maybe. They didn't think of the T-nut. Who came up with the T-nut? That would have been Associated, wasn't it? In their stealth gearbox.
Associated. What have they ever done good?
And there you go. Still using Associated grease. The thrust balls are going in place. That's all screwed together.
You put that. You can't say those two words together, but they're in our safety box.
Well, thrust and ball.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. And then we've got the diffs going in place with the belt. So long belt to the front, short belt to the rear. And at that stage, that rear belt just sit into there, and if stretched, it was just left to do its thing. So basically, you didn't want to run this in.
There was no
to loosen
adjustment.
up.
No adjustment cam.
No, not for the back end. But there was a tensioner for the front, which if we jump over here, you can just see it getting put together there. And that was just one single screw that was held on with a lock nut. And you've got the C section here, which holds the wires out of the belt's way.
A nice little touch. They really did think of a lot.
They did.
You know, I think they did a lot with very little back then. And how advanced was this car? Not only that, how expensive was it?
Oh, it was megabucks.
Would have been more.
Super megabucks.
Would have been more than a house.
I remember it being around about $800 back in that time, like 1989.
Imagine if we could do it at 1987 pricing.
Wow.
No?
There's a good chance it could be. So we've got the shock tower
Don't
going
give
on.
away the magic.
Pretty standard, like even for these days, just screwed straight into the bulkhead.
Yep.
We've got the uprights, the rear and the front were actually identical. And then we've got the universals.
The iconic square hexes. Square hexes?
Yeah,
Doesn't
square
make sense,
hexes
does
there.
it? It's not a
Oh,
square
hold on.
hex at all. It's a square square.
It's a square wheel adapter. Isn't it? Yeah.
Just rolls
Okay, you
off the
see
tongue
those just
so
going
easy,
together?
doesn't it? Your hexes.
So rears and fronts go together exactly the same. Drive shafts from memory were exactly the same length as well. And then you get the arms here. So
and those drive
fairly-
shafts, they would have been pretty much handmade on a little lathe somewhere.
yeah, they would be.
They would have been all hand machined back then.
Got your arms, they don't look much different, do they?
No, they're cut out of Nan's favourite chopping board, apparently.
Probably.
Bit of Kydex.
And then you got your turnbuckles. So back then they weren't reverse threaded. You had to actually unpop them to change the length. And then there's a little tip of pressing in the balls into the ball connector. If the ball connector is too tight, you squeeze the ball connector to stretch out the plastic.
Stretch
And I
plastic.
don't think anyone would do that now. And I think that's because the tooling is just so accurate these days.
That's You
If
pop it
squeezed
on and
it'd be
it's
too loose. Back then they were tight.
tight ball cups.
That's it. Okay, so we've got rear suspension.
You
That's
know it.
getting put on. Front suspension. That's all pretty straightforward. We've got the sway bar, which was only for the rear at the time. You got this little trick here where, again, we're using agricultural tools. And
Looks
over
like they-
here, we're
looks like they're
actually super
using a-
gluing the ball end
Looks
onto
like
the
they're
wire.
using a nutcracker on that one.
Nutcracker.
No?
Well, that would crack nuts, wouldn't it?
That's good. They're showing lots of little handy tips, aren't they? Using the pliers like an anvil.
There.
Hey?
Right. That's right. Like, how many people would still have them? Probably not that many. They're chunky, aren't they?
I
And
got-
from there, we've got
I got
the...
cute little god hand ones.
You have, haven't you? Really fine ones. And then you've got your bell crank here with the slave.
With
That's
the-
all pretty standard, isn't it?
And the inbuilt servo saver. Hey,
And
that's
the
still
Z-bend in the wire.
yeah. and
That's
That's just,
old school.
yeah. That's just been replaced by a
By ball, right?
by
And the
ball.
connector.
Yeah,
Mm.
because it's all a bit more chunky now.
That's it. You can see there. That's all pretty. And this is pretty much a standard that is created back then to now, where it all worked. And then we've got our battery holders. So here you've got 4 cells on this side, 3 cells on that side. Basically, we're racing 6 cells. They can either have it rear heavy or forward heavy.
Yeah,
But there were at times, I think in Japan, where they did have 7-cell racing too, which is a bit crazy, 8.4 volt. Then we've got the shocks.
which is what we race with now, standard
Mm.
in lipo.
Yes, that's right. It would be equivalent, wouldn't it?
Exactly.
Got the shocks. The shocks are sealed up from the bottom.
Horrible shocks.
They weren't the best. So everyone was using associated shocks back then, weren't they? And then we've got the mounts for the shocks. We've got a good old, look at that, old school Novak servo.
Would have been nice orange. 9 steps orange servo.
And double-sided tape to the chassis.
Cut the ears off and just stick it to the chassis.
That's it. And then a very classic Yokomo-based
That's
motor.
where,
Yep.
And Yokomo were famous for 'em. I mean, every reading
Mm.
motor, that was a Yokomo can, wasn't it?
That's right. That's right. And they supplied all their components to a lot of different rebuilders. And then we got tyres with our classic dish, or they were pink dishes. And they were famous Yokomo Hot Laps tyres as well. Got the under tray with the Velcro and the foam.
And that was
Seal
Lexan
it.
back then, yeah?
It was. And that's just held in from the front with the bumper mount screws, one screw at the back.
Was it the first car with the under tray? I suppose Shoemaker had one as well.
Shoemaker's had under trays. Oh, so Shoemaker would have predated this.
Mm.
Yeah. Well, the Shoemaker under tray was interesting because the belt actually ran under the chassis on a Shoemaker.
Yeah, they're clever. That's how clever
Yeah,
they are.
yeah. And so the under tray actually acted as a belt protector at the same time as a chassis protector.
Yeah, that's how good Schumacher are.
That's right. Futuristic body, super cool.
They still probably do stuff like that. They probably have
And
the belt on the
wing-wise.
outside, running over the body shell.
And there you go. There is our completed Super Dogfighter.
I can't wait to see the new instructions.
It's cool, yeah?
It is coming.
Yeah.
It is
sure.
coming. We've ordered plenty. It still won't be enough, funnily enough, but we have ordered plenty. So get ready for Christmas. Start saving your pennies. Get everybody to pitch in if they need to. Get yourself the new Super Dogfighter.
That's right.
870 2023.
That's right.
Yeah.
And it should be December.
That's what
That's
they
the
call
plan.
it. They put a lot of pressure on themselves.
They have. Okay, we've got some guesses on the car.
What car? That was a Yokomo.
This one here.
Oh, the red one.
Car of...
Oh. Gave the color away, didn't I?
Well, you can't call it black because it's not. You said black, right?
I don't know what I said.
Well, people are going to replay that a bit later, right?
All right.
But first guess is Ferrari. Is it a Ferrari?
Can confirm.
You can confirm it is a
Does
Ferrari.
have a prancing horse on it.
Okay. Now, I've got something here which is a bit more specific. BBR 43rd Ferrari 812 GTS 2020 Rosso Corsa. 43rd is incorrect.
It's definitely not 43rd.
No.
And it's not a 812 GTS.
Right. Okay. So we've got a few more details that need to be cleared up on that one.
But I reckon it is a Ferrari, and I reckon it is Rosso Corsa.
We've got guesses on the weight now too.
Oh, that's put me in a sticky situation, isn't it?
Don't like it when you're sticky.
Story of my life. I'll be right back. You keep them entertained.
All right, so we've got some weights here. Let's see. Well, we'll come back shortly to that. But yeah, very nice car it is too. Now, what we were talking about earlier. Oh yeah, so the Tokyo Hobby Show also had quite a few releases from Tamiya. Quite a few plastic kit releases. There was a new Panzer IV, which was an early version. We also have some re-releases on some early kits, like a Toyota Celsior. In new for radio control, they've got the squash fan, which is on a CC02 chassis, I think it is. Let me see if I can find those details. Try and share those. And that looks really quite exciting because I haven't had a new... That didn't take long at all, did it?
I wonder how that conversation went on the cordless mic. Lucky I didn't go to the toilet.
Didn't you? That would have been
awkward. Not for me.
It would have been, wouldn't it?
Not for me.
Nothing's ever awkward for you. Been trying to push it, haven't we? All right, so you got the thing to do the weight.
I still forgot my
Okay.
coffee. So
Oh,
I got distracted and forgot my coffee.
All right, so you got the weighing machine there.
I
was talking about the new squash fan coming from Tamiya.
I'm just warming up the valves.
Right. Okay, let's check it out.
Oh, bit of temperature compensation.
All right, that's 0 now. Okay, that's close enough. That's close enough.
It says exactly the same as what it said.
Okay, so we get guesses of 525 from Dave White. No, it's way heavier than that. Way heavier. 750 grams, way heavier than that.
It's heavier than 750, I can confirm.
Yeah.
So did you have photos of the squash fan?
I was looking for them, but I haven't got them up yet.
All right. So what were you doing?
We're just talking about the Tamiya releases at the Tokyo Hobby Show.
All right. Now let's fast forward a little bit.
Yeah.
They will say that that's Saturday. Sunday,
Yeah.
I and the Hearns racing team, we went racing. We went club racing.
You went off-road racing.
We went 1/10 off-road racing. And we spoke a little bit about it on Friday night. That was at Knox.
It was.
Off-road club, where it all started for me back in 1993. And we took the RO 1.0.
And that's the one which we built last week in 3 hours.
We built it in 3 hours. None of that's come out yet, has it?
No, but it'll be coming out soon.
We haven't premiered it.
No.
Heaven forbid it will need a lot of editing.
No, it's not getting any editing.
That's
all going to be raw.
There's raw dogging it.
That's it. There it is.
This is it in all its flame lake sparkling. Oh, don't break me buggy. Have a look at that. So I did see it was probably really hard with the laptop. Now we have proper technology. Go on the overhead and have a squeeze.
Right, we will do. Let me just get that
Oh, that's crisp.
focus.
That is crisp. That's why you get paid the big bucks. Look at that. Now I spoke to again. One of the biggest features that still really impresses me: no window masks.
You love that, don't you?
I do.
Just window masks.
And
That
it was
makes you so
all
happy.
pre-cut and a pre-cut wing, because they're actually quite painful to cut, and you don't get a lot of life out of them. Like this one here is, it's been bounced a few times, but it is starting to break.
Crack a bit. Yep.
Yeah, but that's par for the course, and you rate 1/10. Now we did race it for the whole day. I raced it in 21.5.
You're racing in 21.5, but you didn't have 21.5 in it.
No, we had the Silver Can of Fury. And it was really nice. It was definitely not as fast down the straight, but it wasn't like comically slow.
No, so it wasn't totally out of the picture.
No, it wasn't completely out of the picture at all. And it was a really good battle. Myself and Peter, what are you doing?
I'm showing off what the car is.
Are you?
Not anymore.
Myself and Peter Brady actually are really stalwart of RC racing here in Victoria. He's been racing since the early 80s. Probably with Master Joe back in the day.
Probably.
When they had tethered cars. So myself and Peter Brady were actually duking it out. So that was really nice. But yeah, it wasn't outpaced. I think finished 5th in the field of 11th or something.
Yeah.
Which is good. I mean, obviously it didn't have, a rookie or novice driver being myself. That said, Aaron Daffy Defina did take it out for a heat. And he loved it as well. It was really good. And didn't break. Didn't have to touch it.
No, look at it. That's all original.
We must have done an okay job building it, because I absolutely didn't touch it. Out of the box tires. It was really, really good. I really enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to getting it back there. That's not the end of the road for this little car.
No. So, I mean, it was a good demonstration of what
you can achieve with very little.
Yes.
And it wasn't cheap secondhand stuff. It's not cheap, quality stuff. It's really good quality stuff. Might be plastic, yes, but it's good quality stuff. Like I said on Friday, that's the same that's what the cars looked like 25 years ago. They sort of were plastic. That was the
material-wise, yeah.
And it's not just like Coke bottle plastic. It's proper fiber reinforced and proper engineered stuff. And it does have all the same geometry and a lot of parts with the current competition car, the SO 2.0.
Particularly the transmission.
The transmission, the arms, the steering bell crank, the roll centers, all that sort of geometry and technology will be taken from the current car. So really happy. Obviously the biggest thing for me, I suppose, was the biggest question was the shocks, because they are plastic and you just don't see that on the grid anymore. But they were absolutely perfect, both in performance and durability. It did get crashed, like 21.5 isn't for the weak-hearted. The elbows were out. And like I said, right in the midfield, we were duking it out. But it jumps really nice, did really well. And I think a lot of beginners could really have a lot of fun with a setup like this. Like I said, it's not, there's no class for it. It's not about creating a new class. It's just proving the fact that you can take $700,
yes,
build yourself a race car and go to the track.
Yep.
So really, really nice. $45 speedy, $19 motor, $50 servo. Really, really good stuff.
Absolutely.
$69 radio gear. Now, I
Can't
can't speak highly enough of it. So keep an eye out. But have a look at some of the pics. Meanwhile, I'm going to get factory team driver in. He actually pedaled this car as well, I think. We couldn't get Masami Louis in, but we've got the next best. Some would say better.
Hey?
We've got international Australian superstar. We don't even know what country he's racing in. I have to say, Matty, where are you racing this week? Oh, I could be racing in Singapore or Taiwan.
Yeah, it gets around, doesn't it?
What are you doing? I'm just booking flights to Germany to go to ETS.
I'm just gonna slowly scroll through some of these photos.
Matthew Jenkins, come on in, mate, while we have a chat. Oh, there she is in all her glory.
There we go. That's at the track on the pit table. Hey, Matt, thanks for coming in.
Thanks for coming.
All right, so we're just going to look at some of these photos.
You've buggered up the settings and the picture's not working, is it?
No, it's working.
Oh.
Yeah.
We just can't see ourselves.
Yeah.
Well, that's awkward.
So it will be like a little bit over there.
Oh, lucky.
Yeah.
I was picking on my nose before.
Well, everyone would have seen it.
I didn't know that we were on camera.
Just missed a little.
There you go. Oh, whose crazy truck
What
is
a
that?
weapon.
Hey,
What a weapon. Look at
That
that.
is-
One wheel in it.
that is Matt Jenkins'
Just cut the corner.
YZ2T.
Look at the dirt, old school dirt.
Yeah,
There we
There we
go.
go. The Knox.
got that slightly wrong.
I still landed okay.
Still aiming for apex. That's
Oh, look at
not
that.
even a. That's not even a Yokomo, to be honest. But Tommy Huggins is by default on the Hearns racing team, and
He
a
is.
lovely guy. He's
Absolute
really good time to spend. He can pit with us any day.
Look at the surface there
supporter.
too. Bits flying up. That's cool.
Absolutely.
What have we got here? Oh, look at these guys.
Couple of
handsome roosters.
good-looking roosters and me. That's Ashley Coble. Hey, Ashley was
Yes.
there. He's really good. Actually worked here for like what 14 years. On and
Not
off.
that long.
7 years.
Was it?
Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
he worked here for a long time here at Hearns Hobby, so you might know him.
Young Scotty McDonald.
Scotty McDonald made a return back to racing as well, isn't he? He's an old face that's come back.
There's Mateo.
There's Mateo, huh?
Having a look at the.
Oh, he loved it. Madio
the
couldn't
reason
get. Well, he couldn't get enough of it. It was actually a pleasure spending time with him. He was a
He
great guy.
He was all hands, wasn't he?
Oh, very handsy. That's what we called him, handsy. No, it was really good. Really good day out there at Knox.
No,
Really
that
good.
last.
I did also race a two-wheel drive mod buggy, and I actually really enjoyed the challenge of like fighting the track.
Yep.
Almost.
Yep.
It was
Square
like,
armors worked really well.
yep,
They were the tyre for the day, I think.
yeah, definitely. The sweep tires that we were using. Obviously they didn't make it on this one because we're just using what's out of the box.
Mm.
But yeah, on our other cars we had sweep square armors, sweep ribs on the front.
Yep.
And
some of us
then
ran ball tendrils.
we dulled it down a bit and put some tendroids on, which was really nice. I love the look of rib tires, but I was definitely faster with the tendroids on the front.
Mm.
But yeah, no, and the silvers, like in two-wheel mod, I couldn't believe it. I like glued up a couple sets thinking that I was going to like destroy them.
What are silvers again? Are they ultra softs? Softs.
No, they're just so we've got in square armors. There's gold magenta, I think, is the softest one.
Is that like that'll look like a rose?
Sorry,
gold then.
there's yellow,
Yep.
gold magenta, and there's silver.
Right. So silver's the softer end.
Yeah,
Right.
silver's the firmest end.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
Oh,
so it's
okay.
still soft because above that you still got blue, white, red.
Oh,
but
really?
yeah, that's the,
okay.
It is still like still a very soft tire,
Mm.
but zero wear when I say that. And it is a two-wheel drive car driven by a Muppet with too much
Muppet?
power.
You
You don't
Myself,
look like a Muppet.
I'm a
You don't-
Muppet,
you don't have enough
Muppet on the
colour.
track, trying to chase down Matt and young Carter Sims.
Right.
Yeah, he's
Well,
hard to catch.
Hey, he's hard to
Ah,
catch her, and there's like lightning. It's like
Yeah.
a slippery little eel.
Just disappears. In
Really?
That's right. Oh yeah, like a little ninja.
Wow.
I don't think he slept that night. I think he worked all night.
Did he?
Came straight to the track.
No, he's just a
Ah.
talent, and you know what I mean. I'm just an old flog that turned up at a track with some beaten up old two-wheel drive. But no, I had an absolute blast. It was really good. Didn't break a
Mm.
single thing. Didn't wear anything. It was just a good day.
Yeah, it was good to be on the dirt again.
Yeah. Well, it was a bit windy. Matty nearly lost his tent.
Oh, I
But
heard about that. It
I was in
windy,
the. I had
yes.
the Taj Mahal set up. We were good. I had it well tethered down.
Oh, my tents are about habit.
Is it?
Is it?
Oh, it's a bit,
It's seen
it's a bit
some-
bent now, is it?
I'd seen some stuff. Matty's tent. Hey,
It's had a bit of exposure. To the
talking
elements.
about exposure. Where have you been lately?
all over.
Yeah, I know,
all
right?
over. Yeah, all over.
Jet setting.
Yeah, so
Taking a Hearns worldwide, baby. So what? 4 weeks ago, you're in
Yeah.
Singapore.
Yeah, Singapore for the Singapore International. So ran on road for a week.
Yes.
So a few of us headed off over there. Myself, Baden, McDonald, and Scotty Rawlings.
Yeah.
Where we all jet setted all off together, which was great. And
Yeah.
spent 4 days together.
Yeah, and
So,
over there you also had
John Pugh,
Simon Nicholson, and Steve Cornell.
That's right.
So I had you boys, and you boys were all in one container.
Yes.
It looked like a very cozy little
That was a bit
container.
cozy. Yeah, yeah.
Hey?
It was all a bit
They
trendy.
had a container to themselves with the air conditioning because they didn't think that the Aussies would handle the heat.
Well,
But
coming from Antarctica,
The heat wasn't such a problem. It was more the rain,
Yeah,
wasn't
right,
it?
Yeah.
But
was
it
it
is,
torrential?
it is, yeah.
Probably what we didn't know before getting there is they had a huge tent as well. So there was a massive tent there that all the other teams, except for the locals, were in. So had we have done that, we may have socialised a bit more.
Yeah.
Over there, but it was
Don't worry,
fantastic.
Scotty Rawlings was in there running amok.
He was.
Yeah.
He took us on the live. He was annoying everybody.
Yeah.
No,
So, but
sticking the camera in everybody's face.
That's
But
right.
it was a fantastic event. We had an absolute blast. Yeah. So we learned an awful lot about racing on the in the Asian scene
Mhm.
because
Yeah.
it's very different to us. So they
Right.
use outlaw motors. Their rules are a bit different. So we
Okay.
turned up with raw approved motors and those sorts of things. We're miles off the pace, but we still had a blast. Okay,
Very
so
cool.
We still finished quite well.
They're a bit loose, aren't they? And they run hard.
Yeah. The
Mm.
time gear ratio is down 2-1 in some cases for
Really?
some of the classes. Yeah. So
Would that be TCR to Outlaw 17?
Wow.
that was mental. So,
That's how we're going to gear the RS, mate.
Is it?
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it.
alloy chassis is getting that hot, but I rested Baden's car on my arm and it actually burnt my arm.
Really?
The alloy chassis lattice is still partly in
It's
my
got
arm.
Yokomo scarred on for life.
That's my Yokomo tattoo. I'm not like Steve Cornell.
Wow.
That's fantastic. It's got a
That,
Hearns tattoo.
That's right.
Wears it with pride.
That's
That's
it.
right.
But yeah, that was a good, nice couple of days away for sure.
That's really cool. And where did you finish? So TCR,
TCR 11th.
how cool is that?
Yeah, 11th. So that was I just missed the A by a whisker.
Yep.
I think when we looked at the times, I think it was half a second between first and 11th.
Yeah.
So only half a second. So the not much in it. Realistically, not much in it. So the BDFF that we bought and ran, myself and Baden sort of had a week with the cars, building them prior to going, and I think we got them going really well.
And you run them pretty stock.
Yeah. So we're working on those cars again now because we're planning on a trip to Thailand in February.
Mm.
So we're planning on an appearance at TTIC.
Yeah.
Is it Active RC? I think it is.
Or huge RC?
No, I don't think it's huge. I think it's not.
Anyway.
Huge, yeah, but anyway, you're right. We're planning on venturing over there for the week.
That'll be a big meet. It's always a big meet over there, isn't it?
We're busy just refining the car at the moment.
Just to get it smashed apart. Apparently, you got to race over there. Like you just don't own it
elbows out
the whole time.
Elbows out. That's right. Yeah, so keep it mashed. So we're
And how did you go in your TC? Because you run TC boosted, yeah?
TC boosted. Yeah, just honestly didn't have enough time with the car. Finished 30th or something like that. Still had a good time. It was good fun. But yeah, I kept stripping spurs.
Really?
Yep. Kept stripping spurs. So I think I finished 2 qualifiers. But yeah, kept stripping spurs.
You need to get him a mag visor.
No,
That's what my old man uses to do his gear mesh.
Yeah, no,
Sit
it was
there with
under brakes.
Just push it together really tight.
Under brakes. What are you using so much brakes for? Brakes slow down.
I know. But, you know,
That's what the other
you're in
cars.
the
That's what the other cars in front of you are
That's
for.
probably what I was doing wrong. So, that's it. Using them as a berm. But yeah, the touring car was going well. But as I said, just a bit of bad luck. But still had a great time.
Yeah, well, it's not always about the trophies you bring home. It's the
definitely
memories you create on the way.
Yeah.
Probably had some really nice soft shell crab.
Oh no,
Walk around Marina Bay.
We ventured around a fair bit. Actually, I reckon we walked about 200.
It's a really nice
Mm.
city to walk around.
Yeah.
Singapore. I've spent a little bit of time over there with F1.
Yep.
Really, really nice.
And then we had I had a work commitment in Taiwan.
Yep.
So I went and opened a new building, new facility
Mm.
for work.
Look at this guy
Got
Special.
to chop the ribbon, which was really cool.
cutting the ribbon.
Yeah. So that was a career highlight, I guess.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then after the career highlight, I spent
Apart from driving Yokomo's, of course,
yeah.
representing Hearns.
Then James Chen, who we know
Mm.
at
Yes.
Hearns really well,
Yeah.
he organised some of his friends and practice day at GTR.
Yes, that's right.
It's a Tainan-based RC car club.
Yep.
So he'd organised a few of his friends and himself to be there for some practice.
Yeah, with some front wheel drives.
With some fronties, yeah. So
Yeah,
that was a
very
lot
good.
of fun too. So
What did they think of your pace?
they said I was slow.
Yeah.
Again,
They're all hopped up, huh?
Absolutely. So it's
Oh,
all
really?
open motor. So 17.5,
Ah.
Yeah.
but outlaw motor.
Oh, so
You know, so raw approved motors just I think they're down by nearly 12,000 or 10,000 RPM or something.
oh, wow, that's a
It's,
big difference.
So, but I guess their torque curve is completely different. They can gear completely differently as well. But it's still a hoot. It was still great to go and meet some of the guys. They were really welcoming. Great little club.
Good stuff.
Absolutely.
Really, really cool.
That is really, really
It's
cool.
a
Yeah,
really
thanks.
nice facility, isn't it?
Yeah, and a big thanks to James for organising that. Yeah, it was really
Yeah,
good.
good stuff.
Really nice of him.
He did really, really good. Well, that is fantastic. Before we get into anything more, I'd like to hang around.
Mm.
But is there any more guesses on this car beat?
We do. So we've got some weight guesses, which are all too low. So we've got this 1025. It's much heavier than that.
I wouldn't
Now we've
say
got-
much heavier.
Oh, a little bit heavier.
Oh shit! I'm
What?
gonna melt. the car.
Reasonably heavier? I don't know. How would you say it?
Definitely heavier.
It is heavier. Okay, and the scales that have been guessed. Now, quarter scale, it's not quarter scale because I can't quite sit in it. So it is smaller than quarter scale, but it is bigger than 24 scale.
24th, yeah.
Because if I sat in a 24 scale, I'll probably crush it. So let's see how we go from there.
Nice little colour, isn't
It's not bad, is it?
Oh,
they're
Not bad. There's carbon fiber pattern in it as well.
it? Yeah.
They're absolutely gorgeous.
Amazing.
Right, what do we got? We got some new stuff to look
We
at.
got new stuff. We've had a little bit walk back in time.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're looking at new stuff. Where is it?
We got a lot of new product from.
Our
Oh,
Do you want this one? Which one do you want?
friends. Whatever. Let's go. Let's do it.
All right, so here's the RS 1.0.
Now,
This is highly anticipated.
I'm going to hack into this box. It's been a while since you've seen
So the
Brett.
buggy we saw in the beginning of our live was the RO. This is the RS. So R standing for rookie, for beginner, and S for speed, which is on road.
Yes.
Do the honest, sir.
So we're going to do, what are we
Indeed.
doing? We're doing a chop chop, are we?
Well, there's a very good reason that we get to cut this one open. And that's because you are going to race at Beach.
Who?
You
Me?
at the 2023 Hearns Hobbies Bendigo Classic.
Well, that's next week.
Did you buy your tires?
I did buy my tyres.
Did you?
Yeah.
Probably weeks ago when you put your entry in.
That's right.
Yeah, it'd be a good
As soon
thing
as
to
I got
do.
announced and there was a link, I got them to make sure I didn't miss out.
Yep.
Look at that. We've got the manual.
Oh, love a bit of new box feel.
What's going on here? There's lots of stickers.
New Box Friday.
Look at that. We've got some stickers.
A close friend of
Oh,
ours,
some
Damien
options.
Dixon, was in before. Actually, I had a sniff around his one.
Oh,
before
did
I
you?
left. Yeah.
Oh, and bits. So we've got lots of bits.
Oh, look at that 48 pitch spur gear. Hey,
Zoom,
Looks looks like a, what is it? 86. It's a big one. That's ready for mod. Hey, ready for mod.
Nice.
That's a big dinner plate size spur gear.
That's the bulkheads, I'd say.
That's the
Top.
bulkhead caps. Yep, that's
Hmm.
where the shock towers are going to mount to.
So
We've got the
the
pulleys.
Yeah.
Being a rookie speed, so hence why the 48 pitch, because it's more durable, I guess. We've got the plastic components instead of the more expensive
And it does
carbon
have
fiber and aluminium.
black belts.
D block, is it? Or whatever you call
Black
it.
belts. What do you mean?
Ninja.
There's a few
Ninja
different
belts,
ninja
there's a
belts.
few different spec belts, and
Really?
the latest BD11s and 12s have been coming with a brown belt.
Oh, really?
The inner's brown.
Okay.
So it's really good.
So what are you looking at? You're looking at the printing on it?
Yeah,
So
the
what's the printing
inner
on it?
teeth.
Oh,
It's just a different manufacturer.
Hmm.
So
this is the same tooth count, I'm
they're the
assuming,
same
as
tooth
most
count,
other cars?
351.
Okay.
Yep. So it's a common mid mount, and this is a mid mount car.
Okay. So we've got some pulleys.
We've got some pulleys.
Are they identical?
Identical.
Okay, so they're identical
So-
to the full-blown BD
So if
series.
if you thrash that and break that, you know what you can do? Put on some BD12 parts.
Different being is we've got a plastic suspension holder there
Yes, one of them.
and plastic.
Got some
Front rear bulkhead.
got some alloy steering posts.
Oh, alloy. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I expect them to be alloy and bearings.
We've got eccentric diff adjusters.
Adjusters, yeah.
I'm not that eccentric.
Oh. And given that this is plastic, I think that this is going to be retained by screws. Could be.
What's that? What's getting retained by screws?
These look like spur gear screws.
Oh, do they? Okay.
Return to the BD something.
Yes. So what they've done is they've put BD10 front arms on, and BD9 rear arms.
Okay.
And that is just different lengths and
Yeah.
shock positions. There's no, so it's all very familiar componentry and parts
Okay.
from existing models, which is really good.
They're really beefy, aren't they?
So they're really good. And we know that history has told us that those arms are nearly indestructible.
Very
You
cool.
know?
What else you got? You got a
Whoa!
big bag. Is that it? A big bag?
That's it.
Big bag.
Done.
Even comes with a pinion.
Comes with a pinion.
Not an opinion. A pinion.
Opinion.
Unlike me,
You're very opinionated.
you don't even have to ask me. I'll just tell you.
It's his way or the highway.
That's right. Lots of bits.
Lots of bits.
Shocks.
I'm not arguing with you. I'm just telling you why I'm right.
It's just really embarrassing to be you and wrong all the time, I guess, isn't it?
What do you got there? You got the fiberglass chassis.
You can't say that word.
Wrong.
Oh, I thought you said wrong.
FRP.
Have a look at that.
That's cool.
That harks back to the 870C. And in fact, I wonder if that's, I dare say that it's going to be the same material. I would be Really surprised if it's not.
You're probably right there.
Yokomo have really turned it up in to utilize existing and cross-pollination of parts and materials.
I've just unloaded.
Well, I told you this morning that you were free to do that. They're here for you, Matty.
Yeah.
Well, they're the shocks.
That'll dampen the mood.
All molded plastic shock bodies.
Well, if they're anything like the RO 1.0, the off-road car, we know that it is awesome.
But they look like plastic equivalents of the aluminium ones, don't they? The shape.
They probably are. That they definitely are, because the part
So you
number
got your
for the
diaphragms
aluminium
there?
replacement is
Set of springs.
BD9 shocks.
What else we got there? We got our
Batteries holder.
classic battery retainer.
Yep.
What's in this one? We've got a bumper and the body mounts.
Yep, all the
That'd
same.
be all standard, wouldn't it?
All
Now
the
you
same.
know we got 6 of these in. We're really just teasing people, because we got 6 of them in and they all went in 12 hours.
Oh, it's got full universals
They will
for a budget car.
they will be off the comp car. It would have been too
Wow.
hard for them to engineer new ones, I
For
think.
sure. Very nice. All the bearings,
And if you
You've
know
got the,
how much
the blades.
oh no, CVs front and rear.
CVs.
Yeah.
So they've got rear ones on the front.
Looks that way,
Yeah,
which might be why it's determined the length of the arms.
yeah. That's
So-
why they've probably put the arms on.
So we've got plastic shock towers here.
White blades.
Hmm.
Shock towers.
Yeah.
Oh, look, these are going to take
Servo
a whack.
horns,
It's
mounts.
beefy, aren't they?
We could put some long shocks on this and take it rallying.
Look at here. I've got the motor mount.
That's going to come in very handy. There's something I want to check soon.
There it is right there.
I wonder if that's actually the same pattern as a BD12.
I've got the plastic gearbox housings there. What's it got? Oh, there's another suspension mount. That's plastic.
That's very BD10.
We've got
nine.
hexes.
Yep.
Plastic hexes.
Nothing wrong with
et cetera.
plastic hexes.
And the big pinion. And we've got some more suspension mounts, plastic again, and all the hinge pins.
And look, they're single piece. How good is
Mm.
that?
Yeah, it makes it
You
easier.
don't have to worry
doesn't it?
about pills
Pills or-
on.
yeah.
You know, it really, really is aimed at the beginner. Like, you're going to get all the quality build and adjustments. This thing has
All the
front
diffs.
and rear diffs.
So gear diffs.
What the heck is that?
What are you looking at?
It's a gear
That's
diff.
all new.
They're all new parts.
Is it?
It's a new diff housing.
Oh.
Well, there you go.
Do you know the RO actually
With
comes with a
plastic,
gear diff as
plastic
well?
bevels in it.
I'm surprised to see it has all new diffs.
Wow, there you go. And then we've got top
That's
decks as
interesting.
well. So the top plates are actually 2-piece short top plates, and we've got a vertical stiffener there as well. It goes over the motor.
That could be a stiffener, could also be a finger protector. Save me sticking my tongue in the spurgy.
That would be called a tongue protector then,
Well, I don't know what it's
unless
called.
that's your 11th finger. I better stop there. All right.
I wonder if this is no.
So it looks good, doesn't it?
Does.
So we're
Fantastic.
going to do the crazy build on this, so it's ready for next week's event.
Next weekend.
That's it.
Maybe a belt tensioner there.
Mm.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
How good is it?
We've got the very,
Cool.
very familiar battery retention system.
Mm.
I'm hugely excited. That is new model number 1.
Okay.
Isn't it?
There's more.
Because it's not just one new model. We've
There's
got
not-
multiples, haven't we?
Lots.
Multiplication of a nation.
Oh, just throw it all in there.
The box will never be the same.
Throw it all in there.
Not once I've been in there. Here you go. Here you go.
Well, while we're doing that, let's see if we've got any more guesses on the weight, because I still think they're not heavy enough.
Let's go.
We've got a 1250. That's too.
1250.
Is it too heavy?
No,
That's not heavy enough.
no, not heavy enough.
What about a 1300?
Still heavier.
It's heavier than 1300.
Yep.
Okay. So I've got some questions on Sorian about the
Yes.
on the
It's an 86, Suze.
8648 pit.
Yeah. He's happy because he got sent one yesterday.
Mm.
He's one of the lucky 6 who got one.
Oh, there you go.
Damien, well, I'm going to start dobbing people in.
No,
but
no, that's it. That's it.
I don't want to
Okay.
give away the magic.
Let's see
Hey?
some more new
There's gotta be
stuff.
some magic there.
I know, right?
Another unveiling.
Don't put that near me auditory. Well, you stand in the middle. Where is it? Oh, it's under there. I don't like reaching under there. BJ gets nervous.
He gets excited.
Well, that too. This one is very
Oh.
special. This one's called Belongda.
That's what?
Belongda.
What?
Belongda Matt.
Belong. Oh,
Come on,
Gotcha.
guys.
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Yeah.
So this is an SO 2.0.
And this is a cutting edge new release
Yeah.
two-wheel drive buggy. So we've looked at the RO 1.0, which is its little sibling brother.
Yep.
This is the full carbon fiber alloy top spec machine.
That's it.
Let's
So
cut the ribbon on this one.
now the previous one to this was the SO 1.0.
1.0. Yep. And this has got, oh, jeez.
Stand back.
I nearly lost an eyeball.
Stand back. I'm a
Um,
bit excited.
this one, I would be too. You know what I'm excited? The
Oh.
big front wing. I want to put the big front wing on the RO.
Oh wow, look at that engine mount.
Oh, look at the bling.
Mm-mm.
And this is what you pay for. Show me the money. Look at that. All new body. Is it that? different.
Different.
Different again.
Yes.
So they've released two new bodies this week.
So screw pack.
Oh,
Yeah.
they've gone back to that. You know, the RO had it in each bag
Oh, really?
Yep.
As you assemble.
as you
Okay.
assemble.
I
And
thought they did that to be more beginner friendly. Yeah.
I'd say so.
well, it helps me. I don't care who friendly it is. It just makes the job pleasant.
So we've got some the weights, etc. are in there. So this has got a new chassis. Let's have a look at that first. Where are you, chassis?
Oh,
All new chassis.
It's all new.
All new.
Oh, okay.
So
Pull this back a bit.
we are cut differently.
Oh, so oh wow.
We're routed a lot more at the front.
Yes.
So we've got a routed recess for the radio tray. And under the servo, you can actually add another weight as well.
Yeah, so you can put carbon fiber, brass, or plastic.
Correct.
Is this something new or has that always been?
No, that's always been there. That's
Okay.
That's for your lipo to sit
Yep.
flat and lower.
Because it's curved on the sides, right?
Correct.
Yep.
Just an all new chassis.
Wow, nice.
Very cool.
How about that kick up? Is that normal?
Yes.
Yep. Beautiful
What are these?
color. I
Are they
love.
always there too?
Yep,
That's
Oh,
locating
really?
The,
that's the dowels
The
behind the
locators?
front end.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Well, they're pretty classy. I mean, that is very
Yeah.
different
That
to what I'm
is-
used to.
nice little finish.
That is so well machined and finished.
And then you've got some weights in here, and you've got the
Oh, it includes weights.
yep. So the weights are included.
Ah, right.
I think I think they're the plastic weights. So being hold on, maybe not, maybe aluminium.
Hmm.
So as you said, there's steel ones as well.
Yeah.
So as an option part. So yeah, those plastics look very familiar, turnbuckles, etc. And it comes with roll bars as well. So this particular one you can run on Astro or carpet as well.
Will come to the gear diff, interestingly.
Yeah, it does.
So they went away from having a dirt car and a carpet car
Correct.
to then giving us a kit that had all of it. Now, obviously, there's less and less dirt tracks in the
In the world. Yep.
Mhm.
every year.
Mhm.
So now there's no call for the dirt stuff.
Yeah.
They don't have Noxes, obviously, overseas.
No.
So they've included a gear diff.
Yep.
Hmm.
Which is good because the gear diffs are actually dearer than the ball diff. So if you're doing a ball diff, it's still just the SO two-wheel drive ball diff,
Mhm.
but at least it's cheaper than if you had a ball diff than buying a gear diff to run it.
Correct.
Which most people, obviously worldwide, that's what they're doing.
So see, there's some familiar parts in there: gearbox housings, slipper,
Does it come with
Nice.
both gearbox cases, or does it come with just the LC?
just the LC, I think.
Yep.
I guess the other ones are all optional, right?
Yes.
Easily obtainable.
Yes, absolutely.
And then you've got your shock towers.
How beefy are those?
Yeah, they're 3 mil.
I reckon that. Are they?
I think they're 3 mil. from memory. So they're pretty huge.
Pretty huge.
Pretty huge.
There's the gear diff.
And this is something all new.
All new.
All
that?
new. 13 mil big bore shocks.
Oh, big chunky shocks.
13 mil. So they've gone from 12 mil to 13 mil.
Yep.
Right.
And
I like
obviously
it because the writing on the piston will be bigger.
You'll be able to see it. You can't read it. So that means obviously new shock
Bodies.
and shock caps.
Mhm.
However, they've stayed with the X3, X30,
3 mil
3 mil shafts, etc.
and
Mhm.
same lengths, I'd say.
I'd say, yep.
And probably similar plastics, but they'll probably have to be new standoffs. This standoff trees
Yeah,
will be
they
new.
probably need to be a little bit longer.
Yeah.
So that is something that's new for this model.
Mm.
Gear diff.
Yes.
Well, if they have new shocks, they'll need new springs at some point, won't they?
They will, and they are in there, and all of our option shocks.
Oh, you're giving away the magic.
Springs are over there at the moment, but comes
So is
with
that new
Two
front,
wings.
new front wing?
Yep.
Yeah,
wider front wing,
big wing.
Ah,
and
So they call me Brett Big Wing.
and a couple of choices of rear wing there. And that's the heavier plastic rear wing, so that's a really nice inclusion.
That's good. That's so I won't break it the first time I use it, but you do have to cut it.
Yep.
I just buy an RO.
pre-cut just for the
Done.
body.
That's right. It's pre-cut.
Axles and hubs.
Yep.
As per what we've probably seen in the past.
Mm-hmm.
And these are actually different to the RO ones. So a little bit different in geometry.
Yeah, so the 69 millimeter rear axle.
Yep.
Mhm.
The standard.
Ackwell.
Ackwell. And then
That's well wrapped, isn't it?
it is well wrapped.
Your side.
Side pods, etc.
Yep.
In there as well as
And
all
pills.
the pills and arms, etc. So they're an L5 arm, so they're the same as the previous arm.
Yep.
However, the front hub and front axles are new and
Revised geometry.
Right.
so you can actually flip the front hub and actually change the your front track more easily.
Ah.
More easily.
So there we
I
have it.
absolutely
Wow.
love it.
There we have it.
And you got a free ticket to Scuba.
Another free ticket to Scuba.
I know,
Yeah.
you'll be there for days soon.
I'll
Have a
to
look
work
at
out a
that.
business trip of some kind.
I'm sure you will. All very familiar stuff, just new parts.
New parts.
I love it. This is
Very
all
nice.
getting exciting because Australia has been announced as the 2025 IFMA Off-Road. We're hosting the Worlds.
How good is that?
It's really
Very
good.
cool.
Really cool for
The
us.
last
at
time we had the
Hearns
World
Racing.
Championships in Thames Scale Off-Road,
1989.
that's a long time ago.
That's not that long ago.
That's-
It's relative.
That's our new SO 2.0.
Yeah, and it's going to
Exciting.
be on the track next weekend.
Is it? No pressure. I do have a tendency to say no,
Yeah, no.
and then
And then do it
just
anyway.
Yeah, that's right. But
No, it's best not to overcommit.
no. Look, I've got my older buggy set up at the moment for the VDS round.
And it's
coming up,
flying.
and it's going pretty well. Yeah.
It's going really well, isn't it?
Yep, going really well.
There's
So,
nothing wrong with the SO 1.0.
Absolutely no rush.
And there's no, you got to take your time. And besides, you get it dirty.
That's right. That's right. Imagine getting your buggy dirty.
I know,
Come on.
right?
Come on.
I actually can't believe how clean the buggy is.
And it's just dust. It just blows off, realistically. So, but yeah, really excited about this. This will be a lot of fun to put together. And yeah, can't wait to get it out on track.
I'm looking forward to seeing you lap me with this. It's going to be good fun.
Well, yeah, he's hoping. He's hoping. But,
You know?
then we've got some other little goodies over here.
Yeah. So along with that,
Some option parts.
Look at that.
what have we got?
We've got spring selection. So something that's probably been overlooked, would you say, or missing from the previous?
I think it's just been a little bit left unattended
Yeah.
on behalf
perhaps.
of Yokomo.
Yeah.
So they haven't really developed a spring range lately.
No.
Their performance arm racing performer has, but
Mhm.
even that hadn't been updated for 5 years, I
Yep.
want to say, since DTM was released.
We've got springs because they've made a new diameter shock.
So there's a new diameter shock. So
We've got
now
a new
there's a
range of
new
springs,
range of springs.
which
And
is
that's going to
fantastic.
be really exciting for, and they've got a new measurement, which is really good. So they've designed it so you can tune it to what motor you're running. No, not at all. But so it's 13 shock. That obviously means the diameter.
Correct.
Yep.
It's 11.5 turns. That's how many turns of Y there is. And it's .3. So that'll all become familiar. But yeah, .3 is in fact the softest one in the range.
Correct.
So .3 up to .8. And that is a new range, front and rear springs. So you still get a really good selection.
Yep.
And it's just a matter of learning where each one sits in the range. And that's a part of it, isn't it? Getting all the new stuff, going out and testing,
Yep.
Yeah.
seeing what's what. But it's really good that we do have this new range and a new platform to hone and work the cars
Correct.
from.
Yep. That's
You know,
right.
instead of just going and using what other people are doing or what
Yeah,
works
that's
for
right.
them,
Yep.
we can
Very
run our
cool.
own race.
What's that thing?
This is a rear grip up weight.
How does that
Ah,
work, Brett?
Well, I'm tipping it just allows a little bit more weight over the rear axle. Looks like it bolts under
Under the gearbox.
under the gearbox, so it's actually going to raise the gearbox too. And if you're not careful, it'll also change your roll centers and your diff height. But yeah, so that's just It's not only adding weight, it's also changing the center of gravity of the
Yep.
rear of the car.
Correct.
So in a way, I guess if it's lifting the rear gearbox as well, it's adding more grip to the back.
Yeah.
Cause the car to pivot further.
Pivot further, yeah. So yeah, and they've developed that, which is really good for when you're struggling.
Knox type tracks.
Yeah.
Knox
Rough.
Yeah.
Yeah, low traction.
So when we fire up the RO 1.0, put something a bit more spicy than a 540 in it, we might have to look at
More spicy than a jalapeno.
no, hot jalapeno.
Stuff like a Thai chili. Get it going.
California Reaper.
What else have we got?
It always ends up with food, doesn't it?
Habanero. We're just naming chilies now for the fun of it.
There we go. So new spring range.
New spring range from Yokomo.
Yes, but that's not the only thing new, right?
No, there's something else.
What is that?
A mo.
A mo.
What do you mean?
It's a mo.
A moto.
Not a moustache.
Ah,
Moto.
it's a master.
It's a Master Off-Road 2.0. This is four-wheel drive. Now, I'm not going to break into this one now because you guys have probably seen enough of Yokomo. I'll probably do it in the studio during the week, or we'll do it on next week's live.
Sure.
You guys will be Yokomo'd out.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I do have to run and grab something because there is something that I want to whip out the box.
Excuse me?
We'll have a talk about the Ferrari. We'll let Matt
Take a breather.
have a breather. And then I've got something else that I want to whip out the box quickly.
All right, fair
Yeah?
enough. Yeah.
Is that all right?
It's all right.
All right. Well, you get the Ferrari.
All right.
All right, so we got this. We've got some more weight guesses. All right, let's stick that back there. Where are we going back to? Got some weight guesses. 1,500. I've got a feeling that's too heavy. Let me just weigh that again because I've got a really short memory. My memory is a bit like a goldfish.
Booger.
What have we got there?
Booger.
Oh, that's totally different to before, isn't it?
Completely different.
It's kind of-
The temperature's changed.
That's different, isn't it?
It is different.
What if I sit it there? Okay, we've got a new weight now. Okay, we've got a new updated weight.
An update. We've revised it.
We have.
It's likely to change
So
again.
1,500 is too high.
Just don't tell Australia.
And 1,400 is too low.
Just don't tell Australia Post we use these scales for anything.
And here, 1,535 is too high. 1,600 obviously will then be also too high. So we've got between
1,400
1,400
and 15.25.
1535. 1535, that's right. Between
It's
those.
going to be closer to the 1,400 mark, just saying.
That's it.
And that's subject to change without further notice.
That's right. All right, what do you got there? You got a big box and it's got a picture of a Supra on it.
It doesn't just have a picture of a Supra on it. You can see through it. It's got a Supra in it.
Well, I saw it over here. See?
Give away your magic. So it comes
Now tell me, what does this say here?
This says,
What does the katakana say?
what did you call me?
Katakana.
That says Super Performance Yokomo Drift Package.
You're almost right.
Mama-san. What do you mean I'm almost right?
Well, yeah, the front bit.
You can't. Not allowed.
What are you doing?
Not allowed to say front. I'm getting into it.
Oh, yeah.
Are
I
we?
don't know why you're spinning around. I couldn't keep up. All right, let me just zoom that out because that's a pretty big package you got there.
Hello. That is either a really thick sticker or I've done something really bad to that knife.
I wouldn't be going to you if I needed a surgeon. Yeah, what's that say?
Wishing
Okay.
Panda all the very best as well, if Panda's
We
out
are.
there watching. I don't know what it says. Tell me. I'm not Japanese.
Drifto
Drifto.
packaging.
Drifto packaging. Well, it says that above it too. So you're not
which
saying
in English
anything
is
new.
drift package.
Well, that's what it says above it.
Why does it? Oh, sorry.
But this is ready to run.
It is.
And now I've never seen.
Oh, we're going to learn something, aren't we? Because we've never opened one before. What do you got there?
I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know what's in this box.
okay. So you got some documentation.
Have we? Looks like we've got flags or a drift track.
What is that?
Get into it.
Oh, it has. It's got like markers.
Oh, thank God they haven't.
All right. So we've got some fold-up cones here. So you can practice drifting around 2 cones, which is the basics for you to learn your drift setup. It's all about getting that U-turn right, isn't it? Hooking through. You got your magic ticket here to go to the scuba RC Arena, which is the home of Yokomo. We've got a
I'm-
USB
I'm
charger.
having a fit.
There's a USB charger.
I'm having a fit of awesomeness.
All right, and good looking car, isn't it?
Shut the front gate.
So this is what they call a GR Super, isn't it? Oh,
Hang on,
battery pack.
I'm still ripping in. I'm ripping into the box.
What have we got in?
Matty's over there building his SO 2.0.
Is he? Right into it. So what have we got here? We've got a 1600 nickel metal hydride.
Do you know who Surian is probably falling off his chair now? If he's still with
Look at
us.
Got a drift. Look at that.
Well, you're not really driving it.
Look at it. It's drifting.
I'm making this unboxing really hard work.
Can I take the body off?
Always with the body.
Hang on, what's wrong
I
with the
just
body?
wanted to get the box empty.
Excuse me?
I just wanted to empty the box.
Right.
Now we can have a look.
Can we?
Oh, shut the front door.
Hang on. Is this an RO? Sorry, an RD.
You read the box, not me.
I don't know. It looks like an RD, doesn't
This
it?
is a ready to run. Suze will tell me what it is.
So look at how the setup is totally different to...
It's comical. It's winky wonky.
Is actually, we'll look at it from
Hey?
the front. So setup on a drift car is totally different, right? You want it soft and reacting really quick.
I reckon you should race this at the Bendigo Classic.
Is this me? This is very me, isn't it?
Hey,
You want me to drift
we'll
around.
put some rubber tires on. Send you out there.
So there you go. There's a drift car, and it's all fully set up. And one of the biggest things about drift is the front suspension. To
Yes.
get that super angle, right?
The angle of the dangle.
Look at
Oh,
that. Look at that. That's almost painful, isn't it?
it's making me cringe. It's cringeworthy.
That is some
That,
steering angle,
that,
isn't it?
that steering angle is the business.
Okay, so it's going to lock up like this, and it's just going to spin around like this.
I've seen your Polo do that.
My Polo.
Yeah.
Were you there?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. You were in the boot. You can see how we've got
Full
tie rods on the
adjustment.
top, and then tie rod style
Let's
on
zoom
the
in and
bottom.
take a closer look so that people can see there's a gyro in there.
The gyro. Gyro is mounted here.
I've never seen you so handsy before.
Who?
This is wonderful. You look at that. Do you
Got
think
very
it's a?
high.
Do you think it's a Yokomo can?
Oh, it would be, wouldn't it?
It'd have to be.
So you got all the way up high.
That's a proper stock motor.
Mm-hmm.
Wonder if I could borrow that for the
How good
classic.
is it?
I'm going to take everything for the classic. That looks very suspiciously like a stood up. That's how Matty Jenkins runs his gearbox in his truck.
Which one?
Like that. I'm pretty sure that's how he runs it. He turns it 90 degrees and puts it like that.
It's interesting, isn't it? I mean, the setup on
That
the
looks,
suspension
that's a buggy
is
gearbox.
quite different to what you do on a.
I
circuit racer, isn't
have
it?
never done a lot of drifting, to be honest. In fact, none. But yeah, it's
So the camber's got a huge camber on it.
well, that looks cool. Plastic shocks.
And it's all factory assembled, ready to go. How good is it?
And yeah, what else is in the box? And look, it comes pre-painted,
It does.
pre-stickered.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that.
You're just lucky this transmitter doesn't have batteries, or you'd be in
Just-
trouble, mate.
just-
You would be.
Oh, sorry, I'm bringing it
You
back.
scared me. You just.
Did I scare you?
I had a coronary episode.
And a radio, wheel radio that comes with it.
Wheel radio, not wheels.
Wheel radio. There you go. Just need some double A's for it.
Double A's,
That'll
4
power
double
up the
A's,
transmitter. Just needs to charge up the battery with the USB charger that's provided. which is this
2.4
one here.
gig. All the adjustments you could ever need. Nice little. Feels actually really nice. Lots of grip.
The great thing is this is the latest trend in drift cars. It's to resemble as realistically as possible a real drift car. So it's rear-wheel drive, it's two-wheel drive.
Two-wheel drive. They have the motor higher, so it
Mm.
gets that weight transfer,
Yes,
that load, so you can actually get body roll in the car in a
Yes.
situation where there's no traction.
that's right. And I'm just looking at the
Adjustable
engine
gyro.
mount. So you might be able to see the slots that are in the engine mount there.
Yep.
So once you loosen it, you'll be able to swing that to be even higher again.
Swing the motor up.
Swinging motor.
Don't tell Matty Jenkins he'll put that in his truck too. He'll have the motor mounted
is
on
it?
the roof.
So these are pretty smooth, hard tires because you don't need a lot of traction, right?
How's the diff? Nice gear diff.
And
Fluid
how's
filled?
the diff in the front? Well, there's none because it's two-wheel drive. It looks like it's got all the bearings in it, doesn't it?
I love this. All
What is
right,
it?
what else have we got? What else have we got? Your excitement is
You like that?
bespoke. These are not actually shocks. These are not damper units. These are spring retainers.
Mhm.
But Yokomo are the king of drift. I don't care what anybody says. So they know what's up.
That's right. They've started developing drift in RC cars from very, very far back.
And I dare say that it's probably their biggest market worldwide.
I reckon I first
No?
saw these, well, the Yokomo drifts probably in the early 90s when they were developing them.
That looks a lot like your Supra.
Does it?
It's red.
Mm. How good is it?
I think it's pretty good, Beach. I think it's pretty good.
Mm.
I like it.
So we've been looking forward to these, haven't we?
Yeah.
We have had the kits available for some time now,
Yes.
which are great value. But I mean, a lot of people do want to just start off with everything ready to go.
But this is even better value.
Mm.
No, great for Christmas, coming to Christmas. Great for getting into drifting.
And you know that they'll drift absolutely perfectly.
And it comes with a battery and a charger and radio. I didn't actually think it would. So it's a USB charger, so it's probably not going to, let's be honest, it's probably not going to charge real fast.
No, but it'll get you going. I mean,
It'll
you
get
can
you
always
going.
upgrade. You can
Probably
get a
gonna-
faster charger.
Probably going to take an hour or two to charge your battery.
Hmm.
1600 milliamp, but you don't need a lot of power for these things.
No, they don't draw very much, do they?
No, they really don't. That battery, that is 1600, I imagine that'd probably last, 20, 25 minutes
Mm.
in this thing. I don't know, it's got a pretty beefy motor in it that doesn't just have the old 540 silver can.
No.
That is really cool. So that is the Yokomo Ready to Run Drifter. That's got Suze excited.
So actually,
It's probably
Susie's telling us the details. It's
Is it?
based off the YD2Z.
YD2Z
Yeah. So that was the previous,
generation.
which is very familiar anyway with the current cars. So he's saying because it's based on the YD2 series, there's almost endless amount of options you can get for it. Oh, what have you done there? Oh, that's another new thing.
No,
Plenty of new things, isn't it?
It's a new garage.
That is a new stand.
A new stand.
Yep.
So when we're racing, we often, at big meetings anyway, you have allocated pit space.
Yeah.
And it's usually only like 1200 mil.
Look at that, it's like magic.
And if you're running more than one car, or if you're Stephen Cornell and you rock up with 4 cars to burn up, you've got to find somewhere to fit them, hey? Yokomo have come to the solution.
It is almost like a drift stand.
But it packs flat, it packs away really nice, it looks really neat, and you can use it for your chargers and tire warmers and stuff too.
Well, that's right, because you've got different configurations, right? You can actually use it like that and put your charger or whatever, or
Under
tire
there,
warmers under there.
and use that. You can move all these panel things around.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they
do you
just
mean?
like,
Oh,
they pop off and pop there, and
well, that is really modular, isn't it?
yeah,
And then when you take it all apart, it just flat packs.
yeah, flat packs. And weighs
That's really-
nothing. So for jet setters like Matty Jenkins, you know, it's not going to add much in his luggage.
Oh, look at that.
That's it.
In his OGO, he's probably got an OGO now. You got an OGO yet?
Yeah,
You got an OGO? Oh, it's
30 kilos,
fac-
it's an
factory, Matt. Got an OGO.
Look at that. There you go, flat packed.
Pack and flat.
Nothing to it.
Looks really neat. Hope you remember how it goes back together.
What?
No, so that's the new Yokomo car stand.
Mm.
That's the new Yokomo Drifter.
Plenty of new stuff. I quite like the new Supras.
I could see you in one. Brings
Okay.
out this red really brings out the blue in your eyes.
It does, doesn't it?
I
Yeah,
reckon
that's cool.
I reckon Suze is going to be campaigning one of these in about 72 hours. He'll be on the phone. I'll be surprised if there's not one in the mail today before we leave here. All right, enough. You're annoying me now.
There we go. Lots of new stuff. So much new stuff. I guess other news too from the Tokyo Fair was Kyosho 60th anniversary cars, which they'll be releasing. There's the Joel Johnson Ultima, which is coming out, which has already been released in some markets, but hasn't reached here yet.
The JJ,
The JJ, Joel Johnson.
the Optima,
The Optima World's
87?
Edition. That's right.
87.
And
Yeah.
that'll be coming in December.
We've got one of those earmarked just because
Mhm.
of the color.
Yes.
Probably come to clear anyway. It'll have those nice color wheels.
Ah.
What else we got? We got a new phaser, Merc.
That looks cool. With the cathedral
The
headlights.
cathedral, that really old gangster looking Merc. I love that.
Mm.
You might see that at next year's Bendigo Classic, I reckon. And the rally car. Oh,
Yeah, you love that, eh?
Oh my days.
The Super Goo.
The Scooby Doo, the Bug Eye. That is so cool. I'm looking forward to getting one of those myself and annoying every off-road club race I can.
I reckon there needs to be.
Have you got a class for me?
That's it. Just get some stones, throw them on. Imagine that, having to drive on multiple surfaces, just a real rally.
The on-road guys probably won't appreciate that if you turn up with a bag of rocks and just throw it down and
No,
say,
but you
look,
can
I'm
sweep
with the
them
rally
off.
heat.
You sweep them off.
You sweep it off and then sweep it back on.
That's right.
I'm sure they'll love that.
Oh, well.
No, but you can have jumps at on-road tracks. They just drag out some wooden jumps and
Yeah,
just
that'd be cool.
launch them.
Yeah. Or just throw out some moguls or something. A few little, like, I don't know, what do you call them?
Business moguls.
Business moguls.
Oligarchs.
They wouldn't like it at all. You'll be smacking the side of them. That'd be pretty well padded, though.
Yeah. So, so heaps of new stuff.
That'd be cool.
Let's talk about the Fez.
All right, let's have a look. So no one's guessed the car, as in the name of it. The colour's been guessed, which is a pretty classical colour.
Yeah.
Let's see what we got here.
What have we got?
We got 1450, which is too high.
Too high.
So 1463 is too high.
These are really
1445 is too high, and 1433 is too high.
too high.
So everyone's still.
We're going to have to
bit
give it
high
away.
there.
We're just going to have to announce it.
Yeah, we'll have
We're
to
gonna-
because we're running out a bit of
We're
time.
going to send a dog.
All right, let's have a close look at it and do the weigh in.
I'm really scared to. Don't put it on overhead yet. What if the
Oh.
scales are wrong?
Well, they will be. Guaranteed.
Let's change volumes.
Have you zeroed it?
Well, it's reading in millimeters now. Milliliters. I'm just going to turn it on, turn it off again.
Oh, is that why it looked different before?
Might have. Here we go. Let's have a look what we can do.
All right, it's definitely on grams now. No, same as before. Is it okay?
It's okay.
There we go.
1,402 or 3 or 4 grams.
One of those, plus or minus 2 grams.
That's right. It's subjective.
That's right.
It's
All right,
just
so-
like
so
a
what-
Ferrari. It's emotional.
So what car is it?
It is an 812 Competizione.
Competizione. Hey,
So that would be a race spec or club racer spec car, wouldn't it? Looks like it's got active aero on the front. This carbon fiber belt wing. I reckon that pops up and does stuff.
you reckon?
Don't know. Well, this one definitely does at the back here.
Might pop up and give you some toast.
Rightio. Have a look how glossy it is. Like, look at the reflection.
No, they've done a good job. I mean,
And
it's always.
this is an MR collection.
Mm.
So this is our top of the range brand and model that we carry, isn't it?
Yeah.
And they've absolutely done some amazing things. We've got some new models in this week. I can't wait. There's a car I definitely want to get on before it sells. It's a matter of trying to get them onto the live before they actually sell. Look at the aero at the door, under the
Interesting,
front
isn't it?
wheel.
It's a bit different, isn't it?
Really well sculpted. Might have to adjust that focus as I stand it up on its end. Oh,
Oh, look at the prancing horse. It's prancing.
is it prancing or is it just standing up? Can't they just call it a standing horse?
They call it a prancing horse
Why?
because it's prancing.
Okay.
I mean, I guess on a show car, like a real car, you're looking at how much reflection you get off it, and if it's got a glass finish, that's a good indication of how good the polish has been done on the Duco. And you can see on here they've managed to get the same sort of reflections off the glass as the bodywork.
And have a look at just the textural difference between the wheel, the caliper, and the brake.
Well, let's have a look. Let's
You know,
get really
let's-
tight.
I love seeing those different. Are we crisp yet? Whoa. Look at that. That's what I mean. See, it looks like it's actually carbon ceramic brakes,
Doesn't it?
high gloss calipers,
Mm.
and a more of a satin finish wheel.
The indicator on the side is quite well done too, isn't it?
There's nothing on here that's not absolutely well done. And
And there's
that is
quite a lot
real.
of-
All this isn't black on here. This is actually carbon fiber.
Yeah, it's got carbon fiber pattern
Like-
on it.
Yeah. So it looks black even on that zoomed up. But if you look closely, like even closer again, it's actually
You want me to
carbon
try
fiber.
to do a super zoom?
You can try. Zoom, 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 zoom. I don't know whether the camera will get. Look, oh, there you go. Look at that.
See that carbon fiber pattern?
You can
That
see the
is
carbon
incredible.
fiber.
It's pretty well done, isn't it?
Beautiful.
It's not just there.
And if you zoom out, you can see how close you had to get to see that.
It's
Wow.
fine, yeah. Look at the patterning on the seats.
You like it?
The dashboard, a lot of detail.
Steering wheel's on the wrong side. Depends where you drive it.
We could try to fix it.
I love it.
Very nice.
That is the
Very
latest.
nice.
That is the latest from Emma Collections. I love it. I know you love it.
I love it.
And I'm hoping that George really loves it too.
Do
you think George watches the show?
I don't know. We'll have to ask him next time.
I think we should get him in for a guest for Car of the Week.
Well, Sorian says Nid's already guessed what type of car it was.
Oh,
So
did
there
he?
you go.
Earlier.
Earlier.
Well, there we go.
We missed that.
Sorry if I missed it. I was probably babbling. Typical classic Brett.
It's not often
Classic
babble,
Brett.
is it?
No, never. Focus,
There we go.
determination, results.
Mm.
Where are we next week?
We're going to be at a special event, and it is called the
Hearns Hobbies Bendigo Classic 2023.
It's gonna
And
be
we will
held
be
in-
trackside again.
So we'll be coming live from the track.
More
on Friday.
RC. More RC than you can poke a stick at. And we got lots of sticks. It's going to be great. Beej is going to be campaigning the RS
That's right.
1.0.
So
So,
we're
you're going
be
to have a busy
building
weekend.
it non-stop
Non-stop.
build.
And we better get that started early next week.
We could start it now.
Be good. So we've got the RS 1.0. We got the Tamiya Euro truck.
Yes.
That's actually on the bench at home in a million bits.
Is it? It's,
Yeah.
it's getting refreshed.
That's what I bought in. The PBX. The BBX is here. You didn't see it.
Oh,
'cause-
really? It's all
yeah,
built? You finished it?
Yeah.
Oh, you madman. You should
because,
get it.
because we've been watching the. Have we got time? There's always time for BBX,
Whoa.
right?
Okay, grab it.
There's
Go
always
grab it.
time for BBX.
Love the BBX. Ever since I opened it up with Cookie, I saw just how great the engineering was. And we started building it. So Tony has been building it with Brett. So we filmed the third episode and final episode last week. And it should be coming out shortly. I think the second one's gone live now, which is quite interesting. Two guys have worked as a team and they sort of understand each other now. Don't
Who?
you? You and Tony.
I don't know what he's on about.
What is this thing?
There's something about a dirty donut, and I've got
Oh.
lost in translation.
Wow.
The Tamiya BBX. This, in fact, isn't Tony's.
Tony's is with Tony, isn't it?
Tony's is with Tony. This is somebody else's. Can we
Look
say?
at
Can we say
that.
who?
Oh, if you want to.
It's Jeff Biggity Biggs,
There
Boss
you go.
Man. This is the Boss Man's BBX, baby. So yeah, that
You
is
know all about this, don't you? Because you built 1.5.
1.5.
Mm.
Yes. So that is the Tamiya BBX. Because I know that we didn't get Tony's one's actually going away because they're going to paint it and stuff and bring it back in and show us. But yeah, have a look how cool it is, Beach.
I
Isn't
love
it
it.
nice? It is really.
I really like it.
Tamiya have actually done an amazing job on this. So show us how you change the battery.
Battery change?
Yeah.
Well, you undo the clip.
Yeah.
You pull out the huge alloy bolt. And then you just lift the panel up.
Yep, that's right. And slide the battery on out.
That's right. And so all this acts as part of the structural integrity
does.
of the whole thing.
It does. It actually doesn't come together until you put like these last members on. Before that, it's like a big soggy mess. And you go, well, what is this?
Soggy mess.
Yes.
Mm.
That's awkward.
Now let's talk about the suspension. So it's got a multi-link rear end,
Multi-link.
which is cool.
Feel that ball diff.
So it's got a semi-trailing arm.
Been a lot of chat about ball diffs this week,
Yeah, so it does come with a ball diff,
doesn't
which
it?
is unusual with Tamiya, unless it was on their top-end
And
cars.
not only is it just a ball diff, it is a competition spec ball diff.
That's right,
in a
even the gearbox
competition-
housing.
in a competition spec transmission.
That's right, like a classical 3-gear design.
If you are going to play with
Two-wheel
it,
drive
I would
transmission.
highly recommend a slipper just to help it handle better.
Hmm.
Slipper isn't just for traction, it also offers stability and a little bit of drivability. So I think a little bit of slipper will help The diff lasts longer because the ball diff's just going to take in all the shock
Mm.
and also help it handle better. So that is an optional extra. It's got a ball raced bell crank steering, which is absolutely competition spec quality.
Beautiful, isn't it? Very retro double wishbone suspension here.
Big emulsion shocks.
It's got the spacers inside here, so you can actually change the caster.
Yep, got caster clips.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool. The BBX.
Really nice, isn't it? And then
Myself and little BJ, we've been hard at work.
the little BJ, that's right.
The little one at home
That's right.
that I talk to.
Keeps you company.
The little Gundam.
Yeah, that's right.
For those who don't know.
The SD.
They might be thinking something else. Going, hello.
How you going? There we go. And then the wheels. The wheels are actually identical front and rear.
Yeah, same front and rear.
but
Different
the
looking tyres.
tyres are different though.
But nice big chunky. I really think it adds to it.
There's the point where you can put your spare tyre. It just screws over there.
Somebody forgot to cut the sprue.
Oh, this bit. That's a structural member.
J7.
That's it.
No, that's
very cool. I think
really,
you've done a
really
good job
cool.
there.
Congratulations, Jeff Biggs. And I look forward to getting the rest of it finished after the Classic. It's been put on the back burner for the moment.
That's pretty cool, all naked, doesn't it? Without body panels.
Oh, yes. Like a Sphinx.
Doesn't the Sphinx have body panels? Didn't know that.
Doesn't have hair.
Are you sure?
Not the shaved ones.
Have you seen the other side?
Shaved Sphinx with lots of folds.
I don't know where you're going with that one. But there we go. There's a BBX.
There is
So
a
we've been hard at
BBX.
work, haven't we? Or mainly you've been hard at work.
I've been trying
Yeah.
my very best. So thank you for another big episode, guys. We really struggled to get them under an hour lately. We've just got so much content, haven't
Heaps. Heaps of
we?
time.
And I know it was really focused on RC today. Unfortunately, for those of you who don't like RC, probably will be again next week because we'll be trackside at Bendigo.
Will be.
But please join us because it's going to be a whole new environment. We'll be live trackside, rain, hail, or shine, and fingers crossed, it's later. It's
Well, we're going to be using like
that's the
new
shine.
car, which is going to be really interesting.
You are.
Yeah, well, yes. So
You
we'll be
are.
building it next week, and
Yep.
then you'll see us go through the build, and then also going out to the track
Yep.
to give it a run.
Yep, in full fury. I'll be
Full fury.
running the Datsun and the Euro truck.
Yep.
You'll be using that, and we'll be having laugh a minute.
Absolutely. It's all about the fun.
Fantastic. Well, thank you for joining us, those at home and about. Thank you, Matt Jenkins, for coming on.
Thanks, Matt.
And see you guys next week.
Thank you again. We'll see you next week at the Classic. Thank you very much.
See you guys.